All right, welcome. I hope everybody is getting excited for Thanksgiving. It's hard to believe that is exactly 1 week away. And hopefully you will walk away tonight with a new appetizer idea that you are going to love and want to make either for Thanksgiving or anytime in the month of December. I know we tend to have a lot of different family, work, friend gatherings, and so it's always fun to show up with a prize-winning appetizer. So I'm Holly, for those of you who don't know me, and I live in Central Ohio. I say Central Ohio because I live in Ostrander and nobody knows where that is, but it's like 30 minutes west of Columbus. And I have been with Pampered Chef for 12 years. And I started for grocery money, and I'll share a little bit more about that later. And this is my partner in crime here. This is Michelle. You want to introduce yourself?
I'm Michelle. I live technically my backyard hits Columbus, but I'm in Reynoldsburg, just east of Columbus. I've been with Pampered Chef for 7 years, a little over 7 years. I'm underneath Holly.
And we met at a cooking party. And she drove like almost an hour.
Yeah, there was some traffic tonight. So yeah.
Drove almost an hour to help me out tonight. So I appreciate it. And it's more fun. So
Yes.
I won't feel like I'm just talking to myself. So if you're not familiar with Zoom, it looks like a lot of you are, but if you are not in a quiet environment, keep yourself muted. So if like your husband has the TV on or the dogs are doing their thing, kids screaming, keep the mute on. If you're home alone and nothing's going on, feel free to stay off mute. You can ask a question just out loud, or you can use the chat bar. Looks like Heidi already found the chat bar, which is awesome. So I have a couple helpers virtually who will keep an eye on the chat bar because it's kind of hard for me to reach and answer questions that way. So if you're watching through the Facebook group, you can comment on there your questions, and one of my helpers virtually will communicate that question to me. So if you have any questions, just type in the chat bar, come off mute, and just ask it out loud. So what I would like everybody to do in the chat bar, if you could just type where you are from, because that's always fun to see, and who invited you to this event. So maybe you got an email from somebody, or a personal text, or a Facebook message, or you just saw it on somebody's Facebook wall. So share where you're from and who invited you tonight. And we're going to get started here. All right, so it looks like we've got 10 participants, which is awesome. And once everybody gets their information in the chat bar, Samantha is going to pick a winner for a door prize of a guest. So if you are a consultant, don't type in the chat bar, so Samantha knows who to choose from. Okay, so we are going to do some cooking. And at the end, there'll be a chance to ask questions about hosting a party or the business opportunity, or about a product if it didn't get asked throughout the event. And then there'll be another prize opportunity at the end. So the first thing that we are going to make is called a baked brie with apple and cranberries. Could you get the brie out for me?
Yes.
So I wanted to make with everybody a fancy recipe, a hearty recipe. So if you've got to take an appetizer where people maybe expect something a little bit more than just veggies and dip, and then a healthy recipe. So we're going to start with the fancy recipe. And I call it fancy because it's made with brie, and a lot of people are scared of brie, even though it is so easy to work with. So this is the brie that I purchased, and it's in like the fancy cheese section of the grocery store, and there are a couple different varieties. And this is just an 8-ounce round, and that's kind of the common size of brie. If you don't want a whole round, you can actually just get a triangle in the fancy cheese section. But it's actually not too expensive either. This was about $5-6, so not too bad. But once you take the paper off, you're going to see a little wax around the brie, and you can actually eat that. So you don't want to take that apart. But what Michelle is going to do is cut this in half. What is that? Horizontally, because we're going to put some goodies in the middle and then on top. So the knife slides through it pretty easily. It is cold, and you want to keep it in the fridge as long as you can, because the longer it sits out, it just, I don't know what the right word is. It just gets a little, not gummy. That's not a good word. Messy. I don't know. It's just, it's not as easy to cut.
It's easier to work with if it's cold.
If it's cold.
Like
All
a
right.
lot of cheeses.
So we're going to add our ingredients that are going to go in the middle of it and on the top in a plastic mixing bowl. If you all don't have these plastic mixing bowls, they are amazing. This is the 2-quart size. Absolutely love it. They you can get a set of 3, or you can get them individually. So the first thing we're going to do is chop up half of an apple. My Fuji apple was very, very small. It was on the petite side. So I'm doing more of like 2/3 of this apple. And I just wedged it, and Michelle is just gonna put the food chopper over it on the cutting board and just.
Hop into it. I know.
That's good. Yeah, it's a great stress reliever for sure. If you own the food chopper, type in the chat what you take your stress out on. It's much less smelly to take your stress out on an apple than a whole onion. So Heidi loves her chopper. Heidi, share what you use it on. I know some other of you have the food chopper as well. Okay. And then we're going to add 1 tablespoon brown sugar. Whenever you're working with brown sugar, it's going to say firmly packed brown sugar. And you can see that like it's still holding the shape of my measuring spoon. So you're going to put it in your measuring spoon or your cup and like really flatten it down with a spoon. And then we're going to do, does anybody know how to say this? I always say Karinji. Is that right? Karinji. I have no idea, but it sounds good, so I just go with it.
That's what they say at home office.
Karinji. Okay. Got a lot of letters in there. You don't really say cringy. Okay. So 1 quarter teaspoon Karinji cinnamon. Funny story. I was at the hairdresser's, what's today? Tuesday. And this lady was talking about Pampered Chef cinnamon, like out of the blue, right? I wasn't talking about Pampered Chef. I literally just sat in the chair. And if you want to grab that butter and just melt it 30 seconds.
Yep.
So hit cook time on the left so it doesn't mess with the oven temperature. She was talking about the Pampered Chef cinnamon, that she had to get more because she had just made an apple pie the day before and the cinnamon tasted chalky. And she said it will taste chalky if you don't use good quality cinnamon. Well, like I'm a Pampered Chef consultant, like I'm always using good quality cinnamon, right? Because I use this. So if you don't want chalky cinnamon, you definitely want to get some of this. It's only available October, November, December. It's a holiday product. So jot this down if you plan on doing any kind of baking, melted, any kind of baking this holiday season. So she is melting 1 tablespoon of butter or margarine. Do the real stuff. It's better for you. So she's melting butter and she's just going to add it to the apples, the cinnamon, the brown sugar mixture. And then we're going to add a 1/4 cup of craisins. This is the best way to buy your craisins. This huge bag that is 64 ounces is $9.99 at Costco. And you can buy like a tiny bag at Kroger that has like like 1.5 cups of craisins in it, and it's like $5. All right. So this is the best way to get it. All right. So she's gonna do, she didn't know she was gonna work this much. She's gonna do a 1/4 cup of craisins. We're just gonna mix all this up. And I was gonna say something else and it totally went out the door. I don't know. Oh, I know. This recipe calls for almonds. I don't really like almonds and like we're gonna be eating this, not you. So I decided not to put the almonds in, but you could do probably any kind of nut that you wanted because you're gonna chop them up with the food chopper too. But I'm just deciding to leave them out and you can do that as well. All right. So in beautiful magazines, you might see this recipe made on our white large round stone and the brie in the middle and baguette slices all the way around. I don't like how crispy the baguettes get when you cook it, right? Like Julie's nodding her head. She knows what I'm talking about. Like you bite into it and like scratches the roof of your mouth. I don't like that. So I'm not going to heat up. I'm not going to bake the baguette with it. So I'm just going to use the medium bar pan to cook the brie. And I say cook, but we're just kind of warming. That smells amazing. It smells like Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Hey, Holly, sorry to
yeah.
interrupt you. How much of nuts do you use in the recipe?
It says a 1/4 cup sliced natural almonds. And that brings up a good point, Julie. So make sure everybody stays on the end because Samantha's going to put in the chat a survey to fill out and it will ask for your email address. So I'll email all the recipes to everybody. So thank you for bringing that up, Julie. I forgot to mention that. All right. So we're going to cook it on. So we're basically just heating that up and then getting the brie a little, I guess, gooey and melty would be the right word at this point. Okay. So we cut it in half because we are going to place the bottom half in the middle and then half of the mixture. I need to move a box so I can see here. Half the mixture on that open part, the cheesy part, and then the other, we're kind of making a sandwich, a brie cranberry apple sandwich. And then we'll put that half, you think? So, and like this red, like if you love apples, you could probably do the whole apple. It's not going to affect the recipe at all. If you're not a huge cranberry person, you could leave the cranberries out and maybe just double the apple. That's totally fine. All right, then the rest goes right on top. And then this bakes for 12 to 15 minutes, just until the cheese is soft and starts to melt, so that when you cut into it with a knife or a spoon, it breaks away easily and you can spread it on a piece of bread or fancy crackers. So funny story, I was at the grocery yesterday. Some of you know that I'm short and I am like jumping to get these crackers off the top shelf. And then I step on the first shelf, which you're probably not supposed to do. I'm stepping on that and then jumping, trying to get it. And this lady comes up, she's like, "Can I help you?" It's not a worker, just another customer. And she's like 2 inches taller than me. And she's just like, "Here you go." So, but I have helped older people. So I felt nice being helped. Okay. So here's what it looks like, right? Apple cranberry brie sandwich. It looks pretty even before it's cooked. All right. So, oven's done. Michelle's going to put that in for 12 minutes, 12 to 15, but you always want to go lower because you can always add minutes, but you can't take minutes away when you're baking. So you're going to hit timer on the right. Yep. And then just 12 and then timer again. Perfect. Okay. So she's going to tell you what she did with our bread, with the bread that I bought.
So the bread, a little bit solid and a little hard to cut through. So I just took some paper towel, made it damp, wrapped it around and put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds and it softened it right up, made it really easy to cut, much softer.
I saw her struggling with the bread knife. I'm like, is this bread too hard? And we're like, Yeah, I
Yeah.
just bought it yesterday. So I didn't know that little tip to soften bread.
And
So
then while it's just sitting here waiting, I just put the paper towel back in there to keep it soft.
perfect. So then to serve it, well, I'll show that when it's done. So, okay. So Michelle is going to give our next recipe a head start while I share my screen, while I share something with you. All right. And
Head start on or?
not yet.
Okay.
Julie, good question. $3.50 for 12 to 15 minutes, served with assorted crackers or cocktail bread slices. So, and I love, let's see, Heidi uses it on mainly onions. Allison says onions to save her eyes. Yep, I use it on jalapenos. We're talking about the food shop here. Jalapenos, carrots, nuts, couple Oreos if I'm doing like a little sprinkle on a dessert or something like that. When I do nuts, I do it right in the rubber disc, but when I'm doing something that won't all fit under there, then I do the cutting board like Michelle did. Okay, so let me share my screen here. So, sorry, I kind of look a little weird leaning forward here. Okay. So I just want to talk about a couple November things. So if you're like taking notes while I'm talking and you're like, oh, I want that, I want that, I want that. Hosting a November party would be perfect for you because as you can see on the screen here, you host a November party and you're going to get any item 60% off. And then when guest sales hit $6.50, which isn't too hard to do this time of year for sure, you get a second item 60% off. So that is a fabulous deal for November, and it could be an online party. It could be a Zoom party like this, an in-person cooking. You could just text a shopping link out to people or a fundraiser. This offer is also good for those who have done fundraisers before. So that's one really good special going on right now. Another November special is, and if you're on a phone, this is going to be really small, so I'm sorry, but Pampered Chef announced some Black Friday deals early. So I know Black Friday is still 8 days away, but they announced some early deals. So at the top, those items are normally anywhere from like 16 or let's see, $17 to $26, and they're on sale for $15 right now. And then the $35 gifts at the bottom are like anywhere from, I have to look here, $36 to $49. And those are on sale for $35. We're actually going to use the quick slice, which is the black at the bottom with the avocado there. We're going to use that tonight. And then those $50 gifts, we're going to use the manual food processor tonight. That's normally $65 and it's on sale for $50. So those are amazing deals as well, available this month. And then one that's not on there, maybe the most exciting for some of you, is these $99 deals. And the wok that's in the upper left, that's normally $240, and you can get it for $99 this month. The Dutch oven, which I always keep on my range, is normally $199, and you can get it for $99 this month. So great deals for October. And that's whether you're hosting or if you're November. What did I say? October. Would have been great deals in October, but this is November. And then this is the guest special for the month. Spend $80 or more, you get your choice of one of these products: the caramel latte bread mix, slice and serve, the skinny scraper, this size, or the stainless steel mini whipper. So if any of that interests you, whether it's hosting a November party or placing an order, make sure you contact your consultant. All right, so the brie is baking, 7 minutes left. Awesome. So that's our fancy recipe. And then the next recipe is our hearty recipe. So this is like the recipe that the men are going to like. They might walk right by the brie and they're going to love this chipotle chicken nacho dip recipe. So what Michelle did in the rock crock, our everyday rock crock, was I have chicken, and it's like I don't know, roughly like 2 chicken breasts, maybe. We're gonna end up shredding it. So I just cut each chicken breast into like quarters and then smothered it lovingly with chipotle rub. And I didn't measure it. Our rule is just no naked chicken. So I think that's pretty good, no naked chicken. So I had Michelle cook it in the microwave. So some of you may be thinking microwave chicken, like gross, but with the Rat Crock, it is amazing. And once we're done, I'll show you the liquid that the chicken produced. All that was in here was chicken and chipotle rub. So I'm gonna have her flip the chicken. She did 3 minutes. I'm gonna have her flip it and then put some more chipotle rub because no naked chicken, and then do 3 more minutes. And that's all that it's going to take. So while that is finishing up in the microwave, we'll continue on with the rest of the ingredients needed. But does anybody have the Rock Crock, either the everyday or the Dutch oven? And if you do, put it in the chat. And at the end, we're going to keep the recipe warm on the stove because this Rock Crock can go anywhere, literally anywhere. So we're cooking it in microwave. We're going to keep it warm on the stove. I know some people aren't microwave cooks, so you could do this recipe in the oven. You could do it on the grill if you wanted. And then when I'm cleaning up, it's going into the dishwasher. It is like a magic pot. So Jen says that she has both sizes. This is the 2.5 quart. The other size is a 4 quart. She has both sizes and loves them. So maybe she'll share what she loves about them or what she cooks in them. And Michelle just popped the Rock Crock on our nesting trivets. So 3 trivets in one. So I don't know if you can see that on the counter. All right. So while that is finishing up in the microwave, let me switch recipes here. We're going to get going on all the yummy goodness that goes with the chicken. Manual food processor, normally 65. You can get it for 50. I bet Heidi has this. And we're going to chop up some green onions and cilantro. So I just did some prep work ahead of time because you didn't need to see me do everything, but 3 green onions that I just washed and then cut basically into thirds so that they fit in the manual food processor. And this is just, whoo, those are strong.
Very strong.
Whoa.
Very strong.
This is a tip of something that you could do ahead of time. So that if you know you have to put together an appetizer like right after work, there are lots of different things that you can do the night before to save you time the next day. All right, so our food processor, Heidi loves it. Tell us what you use it for, Heidi. 3 parts, the bowl and the blade are dishwasher safe, and then the lid you just want to rinse off. And it has a non-skid base, which is nice, especially if you have kids. So the first thing Michelle's going to chop is cilantro. Go Bucks. Can you tell that's Brutus the Buckeye? So this is how you want to store cilantro. Ooh, Heidi, you make blizzards in yours.
Ooh.
Fun.
Definitely cheaper than Dairy Queen.
Christina is getting a real blizzard tonight. Yes, that making your own blizzard is definitely cheaper than buying, because it's like what, $5
Yeah.
to get
Unless you're lucky and get one of those 99-cent
Then-
coupons,
That's true.
but then they're usually the small ones.
This, yeah. So this is how you want to store cilantro. You always want to buy cilantro fresh like this because it's like 99 cents, super cheap. Treat it like fresh flowers, cut the ends off, stick them in some water, and then put plastic over them. Stick them in the fridge, and as long as you keep an eye on that water, they will last for a couple of weeks. And then all you do is, can you grab the shears and the knife off? We're just gonna cut off, I don't know, like roughly a ½ cup. And the nice thing about cilantro is that you can eat the stems. There's flavor in the stems. So you don't have to cut that part off because like who has time to do that? All right.
Hey, Holly, Cindy
Yes.
Tooley has been on the Facebook, watching on Facebook. Cindy Tokley. Cindy Tokley's been following you on the Facebook
cool.
and behind the scenes.
No pressure now. Right. Okay. So, all right, Michelle is popping that out.
Okay, I'm gonna interrupt you one more time. So
Yeah.
Jen McCann says it's the best for mac and cheese or any casserole with a cooked sauce that you want to add a brown topping to. Cook the cheese sauce on the stove, then add your cooked pasta, heat in the oven, then broil the top to brown. That sounds,
That's a good point. Yes, because when you are baking and broiling, you don't want to have to switch dishes because you can broil in this too. Thank you for bringing that up, Jen. I forgot about the broiling. Okay, so we got our cilantro in here. Just gonna chop this up. I'm right-handed, so I'm gonna just steady it with my left and then pull down with my right. Our founder's left-handed, so every product can be used easily by a left-hander. Super fast. Note, if you are using this for jalapenos, when you take the lid off, do not inhale. Don't ask me how I know that. All right, now I'm gonna throw these green onions in here.
We got 30 seconds left. Ooh.
All right, Michelle's gonna chop these green onions up. I don't think I'm gonna save that. That was pretty.
So that's long. It's all very aromatic.
Nice.
Mix them together.
Looks good. Love this for salsa. I'll even use it just if I have to chop up a couple onions and I'm just not in the food chopper kind of mood. I will grab this. Love it for jalapenos, obviously. Thank you.
Where do you want the?
Let's just put it right here. If you are using the food chopper on cilantro or green onions, it's just gonna mash it. It's not gonna do anything. So that's one benefit of this. Another, the timer is going crazy. Another benefit is the blade just comes out. There's no hole in the bottom. So if you are using this to make a blizzard, just stick the spoon in there and just eat right from it. You don't have to dirty another dish. All right.
It smells like an apple pie.
Yeah. Actually, no, we'll show it to you later. Okay. So what we're gonna do next is take the chicken out of the rock crock.
Oh, I forgot to season it.
That's okay. Could have gotten a facial. I should have left my face over there. All right, I'm taking the chicken out. I can tell it's done because it literally just like breaks apart, like it just tears. All right, but I don't need to tear every piece and waste your time. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, but look at all that liquid that was produced in there. So this chicken is not dry. It is so moist. We don't actually need all that liquid. So I'm gonna have Michelle carefully. And here are some, what are these called? Mini oven mitts, I guess. That is so not creative. They need to be like
shark.
shark bites. She's gonna use her shark bites to just drain that, get rid of that in the sink. You can use some paper towels to wipe off the edge there. Yep. And then I'm going to use our salad choppers. I keep telling Pampered Chef they need to call these the chicken shredder uppers, but they're not going for it. They call it salad choppers because I guess like people chop salad with them, but I don't really. I use them to shred chicken. So that's what I'm going to do.
No juicer.
We don't really need any. And I'm just going in here. This is the way I like to hold them. I know some people do it like this. I don't know, the elbow up in the air just doesn't do it for me. So I go like this. Does anybody use these for lettuce? I have. Samantha does it for lettuce. What else do people use these for?
You can really use it for anything, veggies, for cutting up vegetables, apples even.
I've used them with hard-boiled eggs for egg salad, you know, like got 6 hard-boiled eggs in there.
Used them for cucumbers before.
Cucumbers, like a cucumber salad or something.
Yeah.
So my goal is just to get like bite-sized pieces, so nobody's like getting a huge chunk of chicken. All right. Love these. Lifetime guarantee, dishwasher safe. Love, love, love those. All right, I'm just putting the lid on the stainless steel bowl just to keep that chicken warm. All right, now that it's just a kind of a cheesy gooey night. Now for the cheesy gooey part, we're gonna add a block of cream cheese. Now, unless the recipe calls for the light cream cheese, always go for the cancel on the bottom right. Yeah, always go for the full fat because that's where the flavor is. Flavor sticks to fat. So if you're using low fat cream cheese or low fat sour cream, it's just not going to be as flavorful. So Chipotle rub, it says a tablespoon and a half. Like I don't need to measure that. I'm just going to do a cap and a half full. Okay. Michelle's going to pop that in the microwave with shark bites for, we're just doing like a minute. Our goal is to just melt that cream cheese so that we can mix other stuff in with it. There was something else. Oh, but sometimes a recipe will call for the light cream cheese because if you really need to incorporate it into like a potato soup or something, it's gonna melt and whisk in much better than the full fat cream cheese. I learned that the hard way. Making an egg pizza, like a breakfast pizza, it called for light cream cheese. And I was like, I'm getting the full fat. It didn't whisk into the eggs very well. And that's why Pampered Chef said light cream cheese. So if it specifically says light cream cheese, make sure you do it. Okay, so we are going to add some veggies to this to make it healthy. And first veggie is a red pepper. You can do a green pepper. I think I learned from my mom, like color, you need like the rainbow in every meal. So we've already got the green with this. So I didn't want to do a green pepper, wanted to do a red. I don't really like the taste of green pepper anyway. So I'm going to show you how to cut this so you can throw away the stem and seeds all in one motion without seeds everywhere. So you're just going to cut around the outside of your pepper. And then you're going to cut the bottom off. And you have all your seeds and membrane connected. You can just throw them away. Right? Is anybody like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And now you can say that you learned that at a Pampered Chef party and you are smarter. And I don't know where I learned it, but I was like, I have been cutting peppers wrong for 40 years. This is like life-changing. Okay. So she's just going to use a scraper. See if that's, ooh, nice. All right, just mix that up. We're going to throw half of this wherever. We're going to throw half of that green onion cilantro mix in there. And then we're going to add cheese. Freshly grated Colby Jack cheese. Michelle did this ahead of time with our coarse grater. Bonus points, even though we're not keeping track of points, bonus points, put in the chat why you always want to grate your own cheese and not buy the bag of pre-shredded cheese.
I'm not sure what the first, the last name Clintworth, I'm not sure what the first name is, but she said red peppers, yellow and orange are better than green.
I agree. They're more expensive. Does anybody know why they're more expensive? People are like, man, I didn't know I was going to have to think tonight.
Amy says they put potato flour on pre-shredded cheese to keep it separated.
They definitely put stuff on pre-shredded cheese to keep it separated from sticking to each other.
And then Michelle says it doesn't have the added processed foods.
Yes, exactly. It's just cheese. Like if you look at the ingredients, cheese. If you look on the bag of pre-shredded, there's like tons of other stuff that I can't even pronounce. So I'm having fun cutting these red peppers with our quick slice. And this is one of the products that is on sale this month. So let me walk you through what I did. I just put the red pepper down.
Jen says that for the colored peppers that she just learned this, but they spend more time on the plants.
Yes, and that's why they're more expensive because they take longer to ripen. So you just put the red pepper half or slice down, and my team taught me that like you have to use your hips. You got to like do the wiggle to get it to work right. And we don't want slices, we want dices, so I'm just lifting them up. My dogs are like right there, waiting for something to drop. And then just popping them in here. So I'm just gonna keep doing that. I love this for peppers. It is so fast. I mean, just think fajita night. Boom, your slices are done. If you have kids or grandkids, this is something they could easily use where you might not want to give them a knife and a cutting board. It cleans up super nicely in the dishwasher. I like it for strawberries, hard-boiled eggs. We're actually going to use it 3 times tonight because Michelle and I love it so much. All
It
right.
gets used almost as often as the shredder in our house, as
Yes.
the shredders.
Yes. All right.
Graters.
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 We know what you meant.
Long week.
Okay, so we've got, what do we have in there? We got the cream cheese, the Colby Jack cheese, half of the cilantro and green onion, the red, chicken. We need to add the chicken.
The important part.
All right, just dumping that in there. All right, these are amazing. This is the smallest of the set of 3. This is 8 cups. They all come with a lid. Non-skid base, the thumb hole, so you don't have to like put it under your armpit, right? Love these. This would be a great set to get 60% off this month or next by hosting a party. Okay.
If you have any weddings coming up this spring, great time to grab that.
Yes.
Everybody needs mixing bowls.
They do. My sister-in-law has 2 sets, but she does have 12 kids, so she probably uses them a lot. Okay, can you get sour cream out of the fridge? So last thing we're gonna add is full fat sour cream and get natural. Why am I taking it? She's gonna do it. Get natural sour cream. It's purple at my grocery store because here are the ingredients: cream and skim milk. If you get like just regular sour cream, again, they're like 10 ingredients. So always get natural. Sometimes there's a little liquid on the top. I just pour that out. All right, we're going to use the measure all cup. It's a good thing Michelle knows my kitchen. All right, so we're going to do the measure all cup, 1 cup of sour cream. If you are a baker, you have got to have this. If you have this measure all cup, put in the chat what you use it for.
My son and my husband, my 4-year-old and my husband like to make energy balls. And they use it for the peanut butter and the honey and all of the parts that go into it. My 4-year-old knows how to use it. He loves it. So.
And if you don't have this, you're going to see why it would be awesome on peanut butter, honey. Plunge it, scrape it. Nothing stuck on the side, super easy with peanut butter. My husband's favorite Christmas cookie, which I keep telling him it's not a Christmas cookie, is molasses cookies. This is amazing with molasses. All right, so that's just getting mixed up. She's gonna pop it into the microwave for like a minute more, maybe, just to heat that sour cream, make sure the cheese is all melted. We're going to have a little extra cheese that she'll grate and sprinkle on the top. And then we're going to put this on the stove to keep it warm. So I think that's important when a dish is supposed to be cheesy and warm to be able to easily keep it warm. So we did the whole thing in the microwave. Again, you could do it in the oven, but we're going to keep it warm on the stove.
To go back to the measure all cup, Holly.
Yes.
Well, the sour cream too. Brina says that natural tastes better. And both Julie and Brina said that peanut butter would be great with the measure all cup. And then Julie also mentioned shortening, which is
shortening. Yes. Like Crisco for sure. Yes. So let's do like 2 minutes maybe. So like I said, that's going to stay warm on the stove, and then off to the side, I'm just going to fill this up with celery and then red pepper slices. So if somebody wants to make all that cheese healthy, they can scoop it up with celery. It's also great with just plain old tortilla chips, and I'll put those in a basket. So, but yeah, so here is, this isn't too bad. Here's the baked brie. See, a little bit of the butter escaped. And so what I would do to serve it is put it on our large round stone right in the middle. And then that bread that Michelle cut around it, and then maybe some crackers for somebody that maybe doesn't want the intense carb of the bread. So I'll let Michelle kind of plate that up beautifully while I share a couple things. And then, yeah, hit me with any questions. Thanks, Samantha, for sharing those. All right, so let me share a couple things. So we talked about November, so let me share a couple things about December. So the December host bonus is very similar to November. Host a party and get any item or set 60% off. So in those stainless steel bowls, that the rock crock, this large round stone, the manual food processor, anything you want, 60% off on top of all the free and the half off. So that's the host bonus. I do want to just point out the shipping cutoff for Hanukkah and Christmas. So last day for Hanukkah for guaranteed shipping delivery is the 7th, and then Christmas is the 18th. My word of advice, order at least like 1 or 2 days before that, so that you're like at the front of like the shipping rush, right? Okay, did I miss any questions? We're doing good?
No questions so far.
All right. Holiday products came out in October. So this is just a picture that kind of shows all of them. My favorite on there is the white stone pie plate. I love making pies, but it's also really nice for quiches, layered dips like taco dip, one of my favorite, cold appetizers. And it's also great for just like, my dogs are in the way. Tripping hazard. Great for squirrel. What's it great for? What was I going to say?
What were you talking about?
Mexican lasagna. That's what I was going to say. It's really great for that. So these are some holiday products. If you have a catalog, they're not going to be in the catalog because they are only available through December 31st, but they are on the website. So yum. So she's just going to pop that on the stove to keep warm and then grate a little bit of cheese to put on the top. And that will be delicious. All right, so our last recipe is the healthy one. And I already did a chunk of it already, which, where is it? Oh, could you get the hummus?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna make Greek hummus. And if you have never made homemade hummus, you are missing out.
So much better.
Quick
So much better.
Sorry.
And I made it ahead of time.
I don't like hummus, but I can devour some of that.
Holly, hang on 1 second. So Michelle had asked about the caramel latte bread, if anyone's made it. Most of us here have, and it's delicious. Doesn't even taste like coffee. So
No,
that's
I hate coffee and I actually like it.
I
Like
hate,
I hate coffee, but I actually like the bread.
I will eat coffee ice cream, but not coffee. And I love the bread too. Now, I know some people who love coffee will make the bread with coffee, not water. So Samantha has done that. I know Samantha loves, Samantha loves
loves her
coffee.
coffee.
But no, it's really, really good. I have a pie making class Saturday and I'm making that to serve while people are working. And I always get like, oh my gosh, this is really good. It makes a great gift too. You know, pair it with a little scraper, tie it with a ribbon. You got a great gift there.
yeah, I had it as a sample at a vendor event last weekend, and I sold so many of them because everybody was like, that is so good.
It is so, and it's not something that's common. So yeah, it's different. It's unique. So, okay. So we're going to make Greek hummus. So I already made the hummus in the blender that's behind Michelle here. This would be a great product to get 60% off. And can somebody do the math? Maybe Samantha or somebody's got a catalog, do the math and what 60% off of that would be and put that in the chat. But I literally, this is what it is. It's chickpeas, Great Northern beans, lemon juice, olive oil. I used avocado oil, 1 garlic clove, sesame seeds, and a little bit of salt. Put it on the grind setting, 2 minutes, pureed smoothness. It is so good. So we're gonna put that in the medium serving bowl. This is stoneware, so you can bake in this in the oven or you can cook it in the microwave.
That's so pretty.
And it's just pretty, so that's what we're using. All right, so Michelle's gonna pop that in there. And to make it Greek, we're gonna add cucumber, red pepper, and feta cheese. You can do parsley. I don't think parsley's worth buying, so I didn't buy it, but you can do parsley on it. If you don't like feta cheese, leave that off or just put it on part of it. It doesn't call for it, but you can do black olives, or Kalamata. Am I saying that right? Kalamata olives. I personally hate those, but I love regular olives, so sometimes I'll put that. All right, so $139 is the 60% off price, so that is a huge deal. All right, so cucumber here. And we're going to use the quick slice for the cucumber as well. I'm just going to cut it into chunks. My dogs are like begging. All right, hit me with more questions. Cut it into wedges and then cut each wedge in half.
So no questions, but the blender is $139.60, 60% off. Thanks, Christina. And then Michelle, I looked it up. The caramel latte bread is on sale this month for $6.75. It's normally $9 a bag. And then Julie asked, will you be including the hummus recipe at the end as well? Yes, she will. She'll be sending it. She'll put it all out there for you guys.
Yes.
And then Michelle says, oh, thank you about the bread on sale.
All right, so while I'm continuing to do these veggies, I'm gonna have Michelle use our professional shears here, non-bread. You can buy non-bread in all sorts of sizes. I just think these are cute because whatever I've left, I'm gonna do like mini pizzas for the next couple days of lunches. It's a little tomato sauce, cheese, pop them in the air fryer, super fast.
Perfect for lunch for my 4-year-old, by the way.
Yes.
He loves them.
I'll send some home with you.
Okay. He will love that.
All right, so she's just gonna like quarter these guys. And the recipe says to put them in or to bake them. Again, I don't want them hard. I want them soft. And so she's going to put them in this tortilla warmer, like a couple handfuls of them, 30 seconds in the microwave. And it's that soft, wonderfully fluffy, heaven-like non-bread. That's what I want. Okay, so I'm just going to do a few more cucumber slices. This would be like the perfect size for a veggie tray. But I'm just turning them the other way. Whoops, that's the same way. Turning them the other way to just get little dices and just sprinkling them on there. I think that's probably good. And the others I'll use just to slice. So if somebody wanted to scoop up some hummus with a cucumber slice, you can do that.
Did
Great.
you get your non-bread from Costco in the container?
Oh, that came from Kroger.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
they're called non-rounds. Yeah, Kroger had like 5 different varieties and sizes. So I'm going to do the same thing with grape tomatoes. I hear all the time, you can't do tomatoes with a quick slice. Yes, you can. You just have to wiggle your hips. All right, because the blades are serrated. So as long as you go back and forth, beautiful. Sprinkling those on there. This, I love this quick slice. I can't say enough how much I love this quick slice. All right, that is it. Save these for later.
Gotta choose.
All right, so here is the apple cranberry brie. Save some room for crackers here. Doesn't that look beautiful? Kind of looks like a turkey now that I think about it. You could like add some eyes and a beak or something, right?
Yeah.
Well
Your kids to
done.
decorate it.
Well done. All right, so that's our apple cranberry brie. This is my favorite. Okay, and then just a couple.
Yep.
She's finishing up the Greek hummus. So let me
30 seconds too long.
finish a couple things here. Oh, so I know a couple people joined late. So I shared earlier that I started my business 12 years ago for grocery money. At the time I was teaching, I was tutoring in the evenings and working every Saturday at a doctor's office. So obviously, like, the logical thing to do is start a fourth job. And we had a 6-month-old, but my goal in that fourth job was to quit the other 3, which I was able to do within 9 months. So I get asked by a lot of people, like, why are you still with Pampered Chef? And
Because of me.
because of Michelle. So the squirrel.
Sorry.
That's okay. Oh, so I love the friends that I've made, the community of friends, the confidence that I've gained. You know, I had people tell me that I would fail at this because I was so quiet. So I've gained a lot of confidence. The income is amazing, and just the flexibility and freedom it provides. So it's allowed me to provide income for my family, still stay at home, homeschool our son, help my parents because my dad has Alzheimer's, and just have so much more flexibility that, you know, a regular 8 to 6 job would allow. So if you could use some extra income, a community, or just products that you want always at a discount, if any of that sounds good to you, contact your consultant and we will help you get started. And it's a very fun community to be a part of, for sure. And let me screen share, because I get asked a lot, well, how much does it cost to get started? I'm so glad you asked. There are 4 different kit choices that you can choose from to get started, anywhere from the $50 stoneware bundle all the way to that grill launch bundle. And you'll see the manual food processors in that bottom right bundle, and in the bottom left, got the salad choppers and the tongs in the top right. I mentioned the little mini pizzas in the air fryer. So you really can't go wrong with any kit that you choose. It just kind of depends on maybe what products you already have and how much of an investment that you want to make. We do have an amazing signing bonus this month. When you start, and your consultant will help you get started off strong, when you hit $12.50 in sales in your first 30 days, you get this multi-cooker for free. It's a $300 value. We're talking pressure cooking, sous vide cooking, making homemade yogurt, 16 different settings that I can't rattle off the top of my head right now, but an amazing appliance power cooker that is yours for free when you reach that first goal. So
Sam, how do you like the yogurt that it makes?
It's actually really good. I've made it several times, and I actually added vanilla bean one time, and it was delicious.
She brought it to conference. We were all very excited.
Did. I kept saying, does anybody want a yogurt? Anybody want a yogurt? I made it before it came.
That's awesome. So fun. Okay, so we're gonna play just a quick game. We have a couple minutes left, but let me share the game. So your goal is to ask me a question out loud or in the chat, and Samantha is going to keep track of tickets. So every question you ask about hosting or about the business opportunity, you're going to get a ticket. And at the end, she'll draw a winner for a prize. All right. So any question while you're thinking there?
Michelle has a question. She says, I want to know now that you sell I want to know how you sell Pampered Chef, and have you changed your kitchen to it?
I want to know
Changed your
now.
kitchen to it.
What can you, Michelle, can you explain? I'm not sure what you're asking. But thank you for starting us off with a question.
Are you asking if she's customized her kitchen to sell Pampered Chef?
I don't know, we'll give her time to answer. Oh, my whole kitchen is all, yes. So not right away. I gradually, switch stuff out as the more free products that I got. But yeah, like everything is Pampered Chef. Yes, for sure. So Julie, no, I don't own every Pampered Chef product, because there are products that do similar things. And it just kind of comes down to maybe how much money somebody wants to spend and what their preference is. So like, This I use all the time, but there are some other products in the catalog that may do something similar, but I prefer this. So I don't have everything just because I don't need everything. And I'm not a huge baker because we really watch our sugar. And so I don't own all the baking stuff. Good question. What else? Oh, come on. Michelle's making me jealous because she's eating.
Perk of being
What's
a
my
helper.
favorite item? That's hard. Grab me one of those mitts. Anything that I'm gonna use every day. The silicone oven mitts, the quick slice, the scrapers, the tongs, those things that I use all day, every day. These scoop and spread, I have 5 of these and they're almost every single one dirty every single day. The grater, anything like the rock crock that's going to help me get dinner on the table faster. Those kinds of things. How long did it take you to get in your groove with being a consultant? You know, I was motivated, right? I wanted to quit those 3 jobs. So it didn't take me too long because I was motivated and I wanted to prove people wrong, the people that said I couldn't do it. And we needed money. So that made a big difference too in my motivation. So my first party that I did was done for me by the person I signed up under. And that gave me a lot of confidence because I watched her and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty easy. I can do this. And your consultant will do the same thing for you, whether it's in person or it's virtual. She'll run your first party for you, give you all the resources that you need. So it is actually, you do catch on faster than you would think.
So Heidi says, how much time each day do you put into your business?
For me, with the amount of parties I run and the size of team I have, I put about 2 hours a day in. And I know that surprises a lot of people. They would think it would be more, but I have so many systems in place that it just, I know what I'm doing. I just do it.
And then Michelle said, when you hit certain goals as a consultant, do you get to go on special trips? And how many parties a month do you have?
Good questions. Awesome.
Man, she's
So
on it.
I know. So yes, we can earn an incentive trip every single year. And in 12 years, I've earned 14 trips. So I know when I started, I thought like, oh, it's only the people who have been around for 20 years who are going to earn a trip, right? And that's not true. As long as you are consistent in your business, you can earn a trip. So several people on here have earned trips. How many parties a month do you have? So I do about 20 parties a month, but most of those are virtual. And it's very, very easy to run multiple parties in 1 week because Pampered Chef has their own party platform where they create the outline for us. It literally takes me like 30 seconds to schedule a party in all 5 of those parties. So that makes it super, super, super easy.
Okay, so I need to go back up here. Julie asked, how many consultants do you have under you?
Off the top of my head, Julie, about 250.
And then Michelle said, oh, wow, that is awesome about the trips. And where do you go?
So every year there are 2 different trips you can earn. So like right now, everybody is working toward either a trip to California or Cancun, Mexico. California is the level 1 trip. Cancun, Mexico is the level 2 trip. And I earned the level 2 trip to Mexico back in about June.
Sabrina says, does your youngest cook with you? What do they like to use? My almost 2-year-old cooks more than me. Ha.
I like the laugh. That is awesome. Oh, we forgot to put this on the top.
Yes,
It's supposed to be sprinkled. Oh, well, this smells good. Lincoln, when he was 2, he would get on a stool, and this is one of the products he would use, was the manual food processor. I had one of my hosts send me a video of her 2-year-old doing the same thing using the food processor. But yeah, he is now 12, so he helps me with a lot of things. You know, he can do his own eggs in the ceramic egg cooker, reheat stuff in the air fryer. So yeah, that's great, Sabrina, that he cooks with you, because if they cook with you, they're more likely to eat and try new things.
My
Julie?
4-year-old cooks with me all the time.
That's awesome.
Julie says, does your family and friends always want you to host gatherings because you have this business?
So Julie knows my family. No, because my house isn't big enough for my brother with his 12 kids. So I've had them over once and it was in the summer and they were all outside. So for that reason, no, but they do expect me to bring a lot. I always plan the menu with my mom and she assigns, what I'm going to bring. But my mom has a Pampered Chef kitchen now and my sister-in-law has a Pampered Chef kitchen now. So thanks to me. So that's pretty fun.
Michelle also asked, what helps you meet the levels? Is it a certain volume you need to get to or products sold?
Oh, for the trip, the level 1 trip. Yes. So it's based on points. So like the trip to California is 60,000 points and you get points through selling and through building a team. So some people do it all through selling. Some people do a mixture of both. And I have a pretty balanced business, so I do a big mixture of both. Good questions. Any other questions?
Not yet.
Okay, well, that's going to give Samantha time to kind of tally the tickets. She'll probably use an app to randomly pick a winner to make it a little easier and to make it fair. But I really hope that this event and the questions and the answers kind of piqued your interest a little bit. Oh, Michelle, you got another. Is Pampered Chef just a straight party platform? You don't have to do parties. Some people just have a website and they just collect orders that way, or just have people share a shopping link. So I hope that's what you mean there. But it really is an amazing way to make the extra income you need, build your community of friends, gain some confidence, fill your kitchen with Pampered Chef. So definitely reach out to the consultant who invited you tonight if you have any more questions or if you want to get started. At the end, not right now because I know she's busy, Samantha's going to put into the chat a survey and you just click on that. It will take you right to the survey and make sure you fill that out, because I'll email you the recipes for the 3 recipes that we made. And if you want to place an order, host a party, join our amazing team, reach out to your consultant about that. Michelle and I are going to stay on for like 10 more minutes. You can watch us clean up and eat. And so that way, if you have any more questions that you think of, we might not check the chat. So just come off mute and ask it out loud and we'll definitely hop back on and answer. And Samantha's also going to put my phone number in the chat. So if you jot that down, so if you think of a question tomorrow or Saturday, don't hesitate to just text me. Or if you want to ask a question more privately, you can use my cell phone number there. So I noticed you have a lot. Oh, my favorite seasoning. That's hard. I love the chili lime. For fajitas, fish tacos, addictive chili lime corn dip is amazing. What else do I love?
We love the Tex-Mex. We put it on our vegetables. We put it in our mac and cheese.
I have a full drawer. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Full drawer of the seasonings over here. Dijon mustard goes in my egg salad.
That one really surprised me because I don't like Dijon, but I love it on chicken. I love it.
Oh, that's a good idea. Chipotle is good too if you want a little spice. The 3 onion, I like to cook with the 3 onion rub better than like a real onion. My husband's sinuses don't like the real onion, so I'll do the 3 onion rub a lot. So yeah, consultants, you can post in the chat too some favorite seasonings. And Samantha, do you have a winner?
I do. It's
Okay.
Julie.
Julie, yay!
Winner.
Let me write that down.
And just give me a minute, my computer froze on me. So I just need to get the information to put in the chat here.
All right. So yep, she's putting the survey. Oh, everything but the pizza on mac and cheese. That's interesting, Brina. And that sounds really good. Yeah. All right, so just hit us up with questions out loud while we clean up. We'll stay on for about 5-10 more minutes. But definitely wait for the survey so that you can click on that and fill that out. All right. Yeah, we can just put stuff in the scene.
Well, my computer's frozen, so.
Oh, it's frozen.
Oh, wait, there it goes. I should be able to get it now. Sorry, it just took me a hot second. It was thinking too long.
It's had a long week.
It really has.
Do you want to put on it?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, grab another one.
All right, so here comes the survey. It's coming right now, Julie. Sorry about the delay. My computer froze. So there's the survey. And then Holly's phone number is coming right now.
Mhm.
And then for the folks on Facebook, I'm gonna put it in the chat as well.
Thank you.
Do you want to use in something else or just in this?
You can just put it in that.
You want to put it
By the pineapple.
Okay.
Where your, put it down here. Use my red and save it.
So gooey. Give me a comments. Hopefully you've heard of it.
Mhm. Use these settings. And this is where we should say, oh, I wish you had smell-o-vision. Like if you ever watch Food Network, they always say that.
Yeah, because this smells like an apple pie.
Usually Lincoln's right there waiting for samples.
Today it's me.
What'd you say?
I said usually Lincoln's right there waiting for samples.
Oh, yeah. He was like, wait, you're not having people come and bring food? No, it's not one of those meetings. But I told him we would be having leftovers for dinner tomorrow, and he was excited about that.
Oh, nice.
All right, did everybody get the survey? Yes, Heidi, you could be at my house pretty fast. You don't live that far. Okay, a lot of people stayed on to watch us clean up and eat. All right, wait. Oh, down here. I love that thing. What was this, the brand?
So what does the brie taste like?
What does it taste like? Like the brie itself or the whole thing?
Just with everything, like all the flavors together. I haven't made it yet.
I mean,
Tastes like an apple pie.
apple pie, yeah, with some cranberries thrown in. I have a apple cranberry pie recipe. That's what this tastes like.
The consistency actually kind of reminds me of the apple turnovers from Arby's.
Oh, those are good.
I've never had those, but now I want one.
It kind of has like that and apple pie, like, that's good.
I used a Fuji apple and that was a good call. It's really
Can you
good.
still look the celery out?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that would have been a good question, what kind of apples to use, because different apples do different things when you bake and cook and stuff,
And
so.
the recipe didn't say, it just said apple. And I wonder because it's only, it's only cooking for 12 minutes. It's not like baking in a pie for an hour. So I mean, I've got so many baking apples right now for my pie making classes. So I just grabbed a Fuji. Honeycrisp would be good too.
I did Honey Crisp and green apples in my like half and half in my for my pie making class on Saturday. It was delicious. Oh my
Mhm.
god, so good.
Yeah, the key with apple pie is a variety of, a variety of apples.
So do you, I know this may sound like a dumb question, but do you eat the outside, like the waxy part?
Mhm.
You do? Okay, I always have avoided that and I wasn't sure.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can see, but we're just cutting it and you can't, there's not a texture difference between the outside and the inside. So you can't tell. It just helps hold its shape. But yeah, a lot of people just are nervous with brie and it's really easy to work with. And because it has a mild flavor, it kind of pairs well with whatever you do with it.
Right.
It's good with even just our raspberry habanero sauce put on it.
I was just
So-
gonna ask you if you'd ever made that, because I have that sauce and I keep thinking I'm gonna make that.
Mhm.
Just an FYI, so Michelle Clintworth, she forgot to put her consultant's name on there. It's Elizabeth.
Oh, okay.
Get the survey.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Okay, awesome.
I'll send it in a message to Holly to remind you.
No, that's actually really good with that.
All right, well, hopefully everybody's had time to get the survey. We're gonna hop off here.
Don't forget to save the chat.
Save the chat. How do I save the chat? Save chat. I don't know where it goes. Where does it go? I don't know.
Into the cloud.
All right, I'm gonna hop off here.